Hello everybody, this is Kyra and I'm here with Pics of the Day Season 2 Episode 10. It's been a while since we have done one of these, and that was mostly because I wanted to see how far the break would be, because as you remember we went on a break because the developers were doing something and they wanted to put more focus on that project than the pictures. But we finished up Season 2. It has 12 even pictures, so I'm going to split these two episodes up 6 and 6 instead of my normal 7. And what's perfect is this video, it has an arc and it goes from start to finish, and I really love those. I love when I can get a whole arc in one video instead of starting and stopping in different ones. But as I mentioned, well, actually the first one ties in to the last one we talked about, which was Allison and Morbucks, and they have their little directors looking kind of thing. And at the time we all speculated it was a video. As we now know, it was the video. It was the Fusion Fall Legacy introduction video, which I won't go into discussion about because everyone has seen it at this point. I don't know if there's anyone who has not seen it, and there's already been videos that have already discussed about the introduction in detail, that there's no reason for me to go over it. But our picture has Allison looking for this, because this is before the video was out, but she's looking for it because Morbucks threw it away. And I really love it because no one really threw the video away, but it's kind of a nice way of introducing the video, like getting it ready and hyped for us, while also showing off Goat's junkyard, which looks really cool. Now, if she's already in the it looks like she's already in the infected zone, so we get to see the front of Goat's junkyard. If not, she might be outside it, and the way the shield just works. I kind of wish this was us going into it, because I like this entrance way better than the old one. The old one was just really lackluster, and I guess that worked towards it being a junkyard, that, oh, it's not going to look really nice because it's just a junkyard, but this is better. I like this one. The TV screens have images on them, and a few you can tell, like there's Dracula and I forgot who that other one was. But we got like Ed and Eddie in there. And you get to see Magus in the background, and Magus looks cool. So that's one of the things I like about this. You see Goat's junkyard, and then in the distance it's Magus, whereas when you entered in the original infected zone, Magus was on the opposite side, so you had to do a whole turn just to see him, and then it was just, there you go. So this one built up to Magus better. You can see him. Our second one, she's still looking. By the way, Morbucks is rude for throwing the thing away, but I know he probably did it on accident. It was part of some mess, and he just threw it away, and then it's like, oh, that's right, there was something on it. Whoops. But we go and see the rail crane track, and it's just more, we get to see the obstacles more. And I wasn't very good at the platforming. I wasn't terrible, but I was not the best person for it. But Goat's Junkyard's whole setup was pretty easy. I think a lot of the suburbs, all of their infected zones, their platforms were much easier than downtown and Wilds, especially Wilds. Could not do that twisted one. Did not like that one. But they say that there's going to be some more challenges for it, and I really don't need it to be challenging. I need it to be as easy as it was. Stop making it difficult for me. That is not fair. So that's all I have to say on that one, because it's really just showing you the track, and this is more like a progression of her going through the area, so you get to see parts of the junkyard, which is cool, showing the junkyard, because if you look at it, it looks cloudy, doesn't look very clean. We saw bits of this, at least the background, like the atmosphere in the Larry Nano. Like, if you guys remember that little bit, where we got to see his animation, he was at the junkyard, I believe, and we got to see some different weather for the junkyard. So we get to see that here. It looks, you can't really see it. It looks rainy, but it's really just cloudy, so it might rain, it might not rain. We'll find out. And then our next one, we get to see the fusions in the junkyard. I gotta remember what they're called. There they are, scrap scrapers. Oh, they do look like it. I love the green. It's so bright and it's just so colorful. The original fusions, their green was darker. And I guess it's to make it look like a plant or something. I don't know. I like the bright green. We get to see their different colors based off of their little shovel things and their wheel. They have the best name because they really are just scrap all put together. But Allison's getting much closer to Magus because we see him in the background. That Terrafuser's on him. Poor Magus. Poor Magus. Our fourth one is a boss monster. We get to see another one. And it's a mobile tank. It looks pretty terrifying. No, wait, that's a lie. I do remember these guys. I remember these guys. They were over by the front of Goat's junkyard. He looks terrifying. Like, no, this is not one I want to mess. And he's got a darker green, so I wonder if the fusion monsters will be a bright green, and then the boss will be a much darker green than normal, or if it just matched well with this tank to just have it be a dark green instead of a bright green. Either way, it looks good and it looks terrifying. I do not like this thing. I do not want to fight this thing alone. I'm going to have a nano out. Going to help me for it. Our next one, we're getting closer to Magus because he's by the fusion pool because Fuse wanted to make sure Magus does not get out. And we get to see, now I'm pretty sure the original, when you went to Magus, it also had 2 ways you can go to climb up. It looks like they're keeping it, or if they're not, or if it didn't, then they're starting it. But we get to see a jump pad, and it's pretty cool because it has 3 dots on it. So it's been theorized that you can jump on it, and depending on the dot, it tells you how high or you'll go up. So like one dot is not a very high jump, or the second one is a middle jump, and then the third will get you much higher up. So if that's true, that's pretty cool. It'll be kind of fun to see people play the game of if they can, how quickly they can get to the next dot, unless the dots are moving slow, and then that'll be easy. But it looks good. We get to see that it is getting more challenging. No, I'm gonna probably fall in that fusion water. Just watch. It'll happen. It will. And the last one, which was posted the day before we got to see the video, Allison has found the drive, so she'll get it ready for us to start it. And we get to see Morbex there, so he followed her to help her out, so that's really nice. I was gonna yell at him for he got her in this mess, and then he just leaves her to go get it herself, but no, he shut up. But then they get to meet the what was it? Junkosaurus. Yeah, Junkosaurus. It's huge. It's tall. Look at that thing. That's not even the boss. That's not the boss, guys. That's one of the monsters. It's just a ground level grunt running around, and look how tall this thing is. And so it's got its sights set on Allison because she has walked in its path, and Morbex is running away. How dare you go back and help her? Just look at that thing. The monsters are getting scaled up, and I know we've known this for a while because all of the POTDs and the dev blogs and all that, we've known this. But it just amazes me when you get to see it, when you get to see something like this, where you've got a Jurassic-sized monster up against a tiny human. It's like Jurassic Park. And it's a Junkosaurus, like the worst kind of the dinosaur, the one that will eat you. For his lights, we get to see they're red. And I know it's because of the, oh my gosh, the red lights. That's what I was trying to remember, up on the headlights. If that's going to be cool to see it on the others if they follow the same one. So he's got red because he's a Blaston. So if the blue and yellow will have theirs. And that'd be kind of cool to see a yellow light and then a blue light. Just can't, like, walk across and you see it on the ground. Unless it goes red when they spot them, which when that would be cool. That no matter the monster for the Jurassic, or Junkosaurus, sorry, they glance around and then they see you and then they're like, red light. They caught ya. But I love this one. We're still in the infected zone because we see the panels in the background. So this might be a new part of the junkyard if they redesigned it, because I don't remember this part. I don't. But look at that thing. That thing's massive. So that's actually going to be it. I know I didn't talk about this one too much because this was just a series leading up to the video. I enjoyed them. I did. But I'm more excited for the next 6. So I feel bad because I don't want to give the junkyard a bad deal, and me not talking about it might make people think that I don't think it's good. I do. I really like it. I'm just, more excited. There's not too much to talk about because everything's at face value. We discussed the entranceway, the new obstacle challenges, the scrap scrapers. Did I say that wrong? No, I can't remember if I said it wrong the first time. I'll have to check. The junkyard boss, more platforming, and finally, good news, we got the video. Bad news, they might die. And more boxes leaving, how rude. So that will be it for me. I'm doing a double thing. I'm trying to get the other one out too, so I'm going to be working on that immediately. But I want to thank you all for watching this with me, and I'm going to catch you guys all on the forums. Bye-bye.